I'm going to turn the heat on right now. Even though it's not going to be warm yet, I'm going to let you know how long it takes before it gets warm. I think we started at about 4:44 or 4:45, so we've only been driving for a minute and a half or so here. This does have 12 seat belts to be a legal 12-passenger van, so if you have a daycare or a church group or a camp group that you need to put together for, or you need to get a vehicle for, this will work great. Windshield wipers do work, and as you can see, the spray works as well. As you can see, the steering wheel doesn't appear to be vibrating or shuddering really bad at all. It actually drives really well. We're going about 55 so far. Oil pressure's normal. Temperature's starting to rise a little bit, so as you can see, it gets warmed up very quickly. Only been in about 2-3 minutes at the most. Blinker's working. At least the right one works anyway. Now there's a switch down here, as you can see. I don't know what that's for. I've never used it. I have no idea. It might have been something that the company had it for before I bought it. And as you can see, the right blinker works. I'm gonna look. Doesn't look like there's anybody beside me, so I'm gonna get over. We're doing about 55, 60, and it just kicked into overdrive now. 65, and as you can see, it drives pretty darn well down the road. I'm gonna let you listen to the rear drivetrain again. As you can hear, not really any sound. Now I'll try the cruise out. The other day I tried it and it didn't work. I'm assuming it's just a fuse. I wouldn't worry about it too much. I'll check that out when I get a second. Yeah, it's not engaging for some reason. But as you can see, it drives really well down the road so far, doing 65. Heater is starting to kick in. Put it over on vent here. Blows out pretty well. And yeah, the heat's already pretty much there. So within a matter of 5 minutes at the most, maybe 4, you get good heat. That's not too bad. Doing 70 miles an hour. As you can see, the steering wheel's still pretty straight there. I'm sorry if I talk so much. So if you needed to go 70, 75, you could. Now this thing has what's called a 5.7 liter engine. It's a 351 Windsor, or excuse me, 5.8 liter. Sorry, not 5.7, 5.8. I'm gonna slow down to 55 or 50 or so, and kick it down for you just to let you see how well it accelerates if you need to pass. So we're doing about 50 here. If I slam on the gas, you can hear the engine accelerate. Car actually passing me. It kicked out at 70, which is about average. It should kick out about 70, 73 miles an hour. Now, as you can tell by the angle of the road, it goes down a little bit, so you can see that my wheel is turned just a little. If I let it go, the vehicle wants to veer to the left. It doesn't pull necessarily, it's just the angle of the road. Just let you know, it doesn't seem like it's pulling excessively, so the alignment is probably pretty good. As you can see, the temperature's getting right in the middle there, just at the M. It's pretty good. Now, as I was telling you about the angle of the road, as you can see, the angle is going to change here a little bit. I don't know if the lights will show it here or not, but oh, yep. If you look real close here, you can see that the bright indicator comes on. If I do turn the light over, you can get that light to come on. And that light, as you can see, if I just turn the courtesy lights on, which is good. And just to let you know, the defrost works just like it's supposed to. Comes out the defrost. The floor, defrost floor vents, if you put it on both, does work there. And well, I can feel it with my hand, trust me, it's working. So these do change, that's good. I know that some vehicles don't change, and that's because they either have a vacuum problem with the engine or some other issue. Anyway, I'm gonna slow down one more time here. Brakes making a little shudder, but nothing major. Doing 45, kick it down. As you can see, it accelerates pretty well. Kicks out at 69, so it's not bad. It's about right. Plenty of acceleration if you need to. Brakes actually don't shudder themselves. The vehicle does a little. That's nothing abnormal. They actually do a pretty good job. They don't feel like they're warped. Steering wheel steers nice, or turns nice and free. Doesn't feel like it's binding at all. Try to pull over here so I can start from a stop and accelerate. I'll let you see how well this thing will accelerate from a stop. Let these cars get ahead of me here quite a ways. I'm gonna get in front of him. So this is starting from a stop. I've got it floored right now to the floor. First shift is at 38. Second shift is at, so it's not bad. See what the oil pressure is like from an idle. It's actually a better indication if you have any issues. As you can see, the pressure's still up there. Now, normally what would happen is if you have an engine issue, at least a bearing issue for oil, you'll see that dip down a little bit when it's at idle, because the engine isn't spinning so fast that the oil pump is not spinning, so it's not creating that oil pressure. So the engine appears to be in pretty good working order. Here we go, starting out from the stop one more time. Does pretty well. It's actually accelerates pretty fast. I've never actually needed to accelerate that fast, so that's probably one of the first times I've ever needed to do that. As you can see, I don't even have my hands on the steering wheel. Got one hand on the camera, here's my other one. Nothing on my feet aren't steering. And it's driving down the road pretty well actually, as you can see. So it's not pulling past these vehicles here. So we ended up driving about 7.5, 8 miles. So about 16 miles. Everything appears to be normal. Horn works.